How long does it take to fix credit, legal credit repair, illegal credit repair, CFPB complaints, standard credit repair, certified mailing, and 605B of the Fair Credit Reporting Act? Today, we will discuss these things on live while I do certified letters for Persistent Credit Solutions LLC. Give me just a minute to share the live with a few people. And then we will get started. As always, if y'all do have any questions, please leave them in the live chat. Again, if you're interested in litigation-backed credit repair or the standard credit repair with certified mailing, those links are in the live chat, as well as my phone number and email if you want to text or email us any questions. Be glad to answer any questions that y'all might have. I know a lot of people don't like asking questions on the live, and that is completely understandable. But yes, a lot of people want to know, how long is this going to take and how much money is it going to cost? So it really just depends if you're in a monthly service, how long the monthly service lasts, and obviously your credit profile, how the credit bureaus respond, how the credit bureaus and the creditors respond to the letters does make a difference. A lot of people in the credit repair industry want to get on the phone with you, and all they're doing is trying to sell you on false hopes and dreams, especially if they offer you stuff like, hold on. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm not good at multitasking. Please stay warm and be careful if you have to travel or work today while we endure the weather. Please subscribe, like, share, and support Everything Credit. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yes, there's supposed to be a lot of bad weather this weekend. Oh, let me, as always, I got to put a poll up here. Oh, it didn't all fit. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. All right, so I just put a poll up. So if y'all will vote on that. So yes, the timeline for credit repair, and if you've talked to any credit repair companies, you probably already know that this is one of the reasons why they don't want credit repair companies having consultations before you sign up, because it gives the CRO the opportunity to lie to you about their services and lie to you about guaranteeing you a certain type of results, whether it be we can remove everything, or um, your score is going to go up 200 points in 90 days. It's illegal to do that stuff, and they know that that's what consumers want to hear. Most consumers don't want to hear what I got to say. I'm going to be honest with you. That's why I don't have a million subscribers. They don't want to hear that it's going to take a lot of time to fix your credit. They don't want to hear that we can't guarantee results. Nobody wants to hear that. And I understand, but we're following the law here. You can't guarantee results. And I do have to do letters for another company this morning. So if y'all have any questions, please feel free to put them in the live chat. And I'll be more than happy to answer all of your questions. Just making sure that I can do this without y'all seeing his client's personal information while I'm on the live. And I don't know what, I've lost something here. It'd probably help if I cleaned my desk off, if I'm being honest. And I always lose, I bet it's right here under these phones. Yep, there it is right there. These right here are awesome when folding papers, by the way. I gotta find my pen. Let's see. Gotta have this too. Yes, so some people may get lucky and have their credit fixed in 90 days. Some, it may take 6 months. Some, it may take a year. Some, it may take 2 years. And you definitely don't want to hear this, but it's the truth. Some, you're not going to be able to fix your credit, or it's not going to work. And what I mean by that is you're going to get to a certain point when doing regular credit repair where you're just spinning your wheels and you're just meting off disputes. You're wasting time, you're wasting money, whether you're doing it yourself or you hired a company. Again, this is what makes litigation backed credit repair so much more powerful than standard credit repair. Now, you may ask, well, why do you offer a standard credit repair? A lot of people only care about disputes being sent out every 30 to 35 days. Also, a lot of consumers need to use their credit within the next 6 to 12 months. So the litigation backed credit repair is not for you because that's going to take a minimum of 12 months. Again, it's another thing that y'all don't want to hear. But you can't keep listening to these people on YouTube and TikTok, and Facebook, Instagram, who are promising you all these crazy results. It's not going to happen. And if it does happen, you just paid somebody to commit fraud on your behalf. That now, nothing about that is smart. But this is exactly how you know if they're claiming identity theft and doing illegal stuff. Soon as they get your credit wiped, they're going to tell you, if you need to buy a house, if you need to buy a car, if you need to start a business, you got to do it right now. And the reason they're rushing that process is because they know these items are going to go right back on your credit report. So you just paid a bunch of money and you didn't even get your credit fixed. So you got to think about that too. So far, 4 people have voted and not one person has voted yes. So what that does mean, the scammer's not here yet. But don't worry, he will be. He will be. Just give it time. Again, if y'all have any questions, please leave them in the live chat. I've got a little bit of work to do, and I'm going to go ahead and do it now while I'm live. So if y'all do have questions about credit repair, the process, the time frame, please let me know in the live chat so I can answer those questions for you. All right. Also, I mentioned 605B in the description. If y'all don't mind, go check out the description. There's a lot of good information in there that Unfortunately, a lot of consumers don't understand when it comes to using Section 605B of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which so Section 605B of the Fair Credit Reporting Act was designed for people whose identity was literally stolen. And what scammers do is they use that to sweep your credit in 4 days because by law, if you tell them you're a victim of identity theft using Section 605B of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, or which is the same thing, 15 U.S. Code 1681C-2, they also use that for identity theft as well. But they're not deleting. If you go read the laws, it will tell you they are blocking information due to identity theft, not deleting, not removing. And this is another reason why most items come right back after filing an FTC report. Now, I'm going to give you some advice if you don't care about committing fraud. If you really want the items to stay off, file a police report. Am I recommending that? Absolutely not. But I know that some consumers, they don't care. They just want it off. Um, I get several calls a week with people wanting me to, sorry, my phone's going off, wanting me to perform a credit sweep. And some of them offer me thousands of dollars. And it's like, you could offer me $1 million. I'm not going to do it. It's not worth it for me or for you. You're not even fixing your credit. And if y'all want, I will share some more TikTok videos. I don't know how much y'all liked the TikTok videos with me showing you how scammers think they are fixing credit and think they're experts at credit repair because they do illegal stuff. Uh, but that would give y'all something to kind of watch while I am working. All right, let's do the 605B and see what that pulls up. I don't know if that'll even pull anything up, but it may. Yeah, so I'm gonna put a video on for y'all. That way you can watch how scammers, because they are scammers. Anybody teaching you how to do this, I don't care what anybody, they're a scammer. So let me put it up for y'all. This is the real sad part. This guy right here is one of the biggest scams on TikTok. The worst part is he has a huge following, and it says a credit hack nobody is talking about. Law Section 605B is powerful and can get late payments and collections. And I won't go into any more. So for collections, it's still going to depend on the amount of the collection, how new or how old the collection is. 6 to 12 months for collections. And my attorneys love collections the most. That's their favorite thing because the FDCPA violations are the easiest for them to get. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not going to get FCRA violations for charge offs, bankruptcies, repossessions, student loans, or anything like that. But their favorite thing is collections. And collections are typically moved a lot faster in the litigation backed credit repair. So if somebody has collections and charge offs when they sign up for the litigation backed credit repair, the attorneys are actually going to attack the collections first. They're going to send out what they call an RCR letter, and then they're going to wait 90 days. After 90 days, they're going to set up a video consultation with you to go over any responses or lack thereof from those 6 collections in your situation. And then if you have anything else, they'll also go over that with you as well. But I'm going to play this for y'all real quick. And if y'all have any questions about it, let me know.
Section 605B. Score up by 100 points in less than 72 hours. Now pay attention. Did you know that you can literally download the Experian app and dispute up to 5 items at a time and have those late payments and collections removed in less than 72 hours? Yes, this is 100% true. And yes, this is a real thing. If you go back to my past videos, you can see some of my clients being so excited because their credit score has went up and their late payments and collections was removed in less than 72 hours, sometimes 24 hours or the same exact day. Now, all I do is I go into.
All right. So I'm going to answer your question in a second, but just understand, y'all, using Section 605B of the Fair Credit Reporting Act to illegally sweep this stuff from your credit report, if you signed up for these accounts, you are committing fraud. I promise you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I have someone working on my credit. I had 11, and it's been almost a year. I got 6 left, but it's consumer law. Consumer laws is very powerful. I'm not saying that it's not, but nothing beats litigation backed credit repair. Doesn't mean you have to sign up for my litigation backed credit repair. There is maybe a handful of other companies that also offer litigation backed credit repair, but they'll be able to get you the most deletions legally possible, the most money in your pocket, and the most debts waived, meaning sometimes they can get those debts waived, meaning you don't have to pay the banks back. But I'm going to finish playing this for y'all.
The Experian app, and I use this simple law right here to get late payments and collections removed off of your credit report. Now, if you're somebody that's getting held back from buying a house this year, this is something that can really benefit you. So if this is something that you need and something that you really, really need this year, give me a follow, comment ready, and direct message me here on TikTok with your information and say that you are ready to get started.
Lie FCRA section.
Yes. So again, please remember, guys and gals, what he's teaching you and what he's doing for consumers is fraud. Because unless you stole your own identity, which makes absolutely no sense, you are committing fraud. I don't care what anybody says. And they twist these laws and the meanings of these laws to try to convince you that it's legal what they're doing, but it is absolutely not legal. And you don't have to take my word for it. Reach out to an attorney and ask them if using Section 605B or just simply claiming identity theft is legal when you actually signed up for those accounts. They're going to tell you the same exact thing that I just said. And remember, if y'all have any questions, please just leave them in the live chat, and I will answer them when I can. Trying to get these letters done for another company, because we also own a mailing service for credit repair companies. Do they have to send a fake police report every time? Okay, now that's kind of a loaded question. So for one, nobody should be sending in a fake police report. And if whoever's working on your credit is doing that stuff, my attorneys are not going to want to, we're not going to want to work with you at all. And it's nothing against you. It's just against what the other company was doing, which is illegal, and they are committing fraud on your behalf. And I know, again, there's people who are twisting the law, telling you, matter of fact, let me find it. Let me stop sharing my screen real quick, and I'm going to show you. But before I show you, because I can remember a lot of this, they're going to tell you that they're selling your personal information for monetary gain without your written permission, and that is the true definition of identity theft. It is absolutely not. You gave them all the permission they needed when you signed up for those credit cards. Kobe always comes up when I go to TikTok. I am the biggest Kobe fan. Which one is it? I think it's this one. Yeah, here's one that's kind of long. So I'm gonna let y'all watch this. And again, while y'all are watching it and while I'm actually working As you can see, I'm fixing to fill out an envelope. And then we put the certified stamps on there. And then I send copies of the receipts to the credit repair company that I am mailing these for. We do offer certified mailing in our standard credit repair services as well. But I'm going to show y'all something that's, to me, still to this day, mind-blowing. Because she's going to try, if I remember correctly, she's going to try to explain to you how this is legal when it is 100% illegal. If y'all have any questions about it, let me know while it's playing, after it's playing, whenever.
I don't lie, because I don't either. So if you need to sweep your credit report.
Did she just say, well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I got to play that again.
Results don't lie, because I don't either.
She just said results don't lie and I don't either. And she's literally about to tell y'all a gazillion. And this is another one. Look how over thousands of people are commenting on this stuff and falling for the fraud. But just watch. Yes, never file a false FTC report or police report committing fraud.
So if you need to sweep your credit report in 4 business days the right way, watch this to the end. First, go ahead and pull your credit report. I prefer my Score IQ because it allows you to get all 3 credit reports side by side and it give you all 3 FICO scores. That side-by-side reporting is important because it helps you point out those discrepancies later on down the line. Then I want you to go to ChatGPT. I want you to upload that credit report, and I want you to tell ChatGPT to identify.
Let me just explain something to you right now. What she just said, in a sense, is correct. You want them side by side so you can point out the inaccuracies. That's the key thing. That's what factual disputing is pointing out the inaccuracies. She's not about to teach you how to do that, though. She's about to teach you how to commit fraud, either using Section 605B or 15 U.S. Code 1681C-2.
All of the negative accounts with the account names and numbers. If you got hard inquiries, ask it to identify any of the hard inquiries with the company name and the date that the hard inquiry was included. ChatGPT gonna give you a list of all your derogatory accounts. Now, you're going to go over to this website. But wait, hold on. Because before I have you...
When you say PC, I'm assuming Pinnacle Credit.
Complete this next step. I need y'all to understand something that's real important. Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian are not credit bureaus. They are credit reporting agencies.
They are both credit bureaus and credit reporting agencies. Doesn't matter what you call them. But this is something that a lot of people will tell you the CFPB is the only real credit bureau, and just there's so much misinformation out here, it about makes my head explode.
They are regular for-profit companies who buy, sell, and trade your personal information for monetary gain without your consent.
You gave them consent when you signed up for that credit card. I promise you. Got to read the fine print.
That's the legal definition of identity theft.
Can somebody in the chat explain to me how that's the legal definition of identity theft? When you gave them permission, but you're trying to say you didn't give them permission. So this whole written permission thing, people think that what they're saying is you got to write them and say, hey, I give you permission. No, when you sign up for those accounts, you gave them permission. So how are you a victim of identity theft? Again, if you've got the answer, put it in the live chat. People don't realize that what you do from your ISP address will lead authorities right back to you if you commit fraud to backfire on you. Exactly. And I'm glad you brought that up, because the credit repair companies who do these credit sweeps, like this lady right here, they think they can get away with this because people in another country are actually doing the work. They're sending your personal information to India, and that person is the one that's doing the credit sweep. Do you really think these people have time to sit here on TikTok all day and actually do work? No, absolutely not. But let's keep listening.
It's only one credit bureau in America, and it's the CFPB. So we got to stop calling Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian credit bureaus and address them by their name. Credit reporting agencies. Drop CRA in the chat if this is news to you, so you can take your power back and address them by who they are. Regular for-profit companies like the local McDonald's up the street. So if you're not going to let McDonald's play with your Big Mac order, stop letting the credit reporting agencies play with your livelihood. They're committing identity theft against you by buying, selling, and trading your personal information for monetary gain, okay?
Oh, my God.
So head over to this website right here. And then list that ChatGPT.
That is the website that's going to help you commit fraud, by the way. Pastor of Disaster, what's good? But let's keep listening.
He gave you with all your derogatory accounts, you want to go ahead and fill out this complaint and list every single last one of those accounts that ChatGPT had identified. List every single negative account. I don't care if it's only reporting to one credit reporting agency or to all three. You're going to list every single last negative account that you want removed. Then you're going to download this complaint. You're going to save it as a PDF and you're going to take it over to this website right here. Now remember, the CFPB, the big dogs, the only credit bureau in America, right? They running shit. So you're going to take that FCC complaint along with your ID,
I'm sorry, I keep stopping out. Let me tell y'all something about the CFPB when it comes to credit repair. When you file a complaint with the CFPB, which we do too in our standard credit repair, but we're not claiming identity theft. We're not uploading FTC reports. Their job is to forward that complaint to TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, LexisNexis, Innovis, SageStream, FactorTrust, CoreLogics, whoever you're filing the complaint on. That's literally what they're doing.
SSC card, your proof of address, and then 3 separate dispute letters that's addressed to Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian with the consumer statement. And you're going to upload it here at the CFPB's website, right? You don't even have to go to the post office for this. Save your coin on this certified postage. Because the CFPB, they're going to take your documents, they're going to electronically submit your complaints to Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian for you. And then they're going to notify you via email once they have received your...
Well, she got that part right. They're going to forward it to Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. So she did get something right. And I just wanted to point that out because I like to be fair, honest, and transparent.
Your documents. From there, they have 4 business days to block and delete the information. And not because I said so, but because this law right here says so.
I tell y'all,
the big house.
I want to try to put that law back up there if I can, because I want y'all
to block business days, 4 business days to block and delete the information. And not because I said so, but because this law right here says so.
I want y'all to go to Google and type in that law and the meaning of it and explain to me how you can legally use that to remove items that are negative just because you want them off your credit report. But keep in mind, you signed up for those accounts.
I didn't make this up. The big house did. I got plenty of information on my page, cousin, to get this shit done. But if you need me to hold your hand step by step, I got you. Go ahead and go grab your course. It gives you everything that you need from A to Z to get this shit done in 4 business days the right way.
So y'all go right on over there and learn how to commit fraud, if that's what you want to do. Am I recommending that? Absolutely not, because I don't want to see you in trouble. I want to see you get your credit fixed the right way, the legal way. And there's nothing about what this lady and others are teaching that is illegal. That is a great question, Lending Looks. I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. So for whatever reason, they don't take this sort of stuff seriously. And I'll give you a perfect example. I don't know if the lady's on here and I forgot her name, but if you just got scammed by Andre, she can tell you it's literally illegal to accept payments through PayPal for credit repair, and it's against PayPal's policy. But even PayPal doesn't want to refund this lady because scammers will tell you to use friends and family when sending them money and to not put credit repair in the comment section because PayPal does not like to see that. Well, that's because it's illegal and against their policy. But even though it's against their policy, she's having a very hard time getting her money back. But we are not giving up. We're not giving in. We're going to make sure this lady gets her money back, and we're going to make sure that this piece of crap is going to be put behind bars for what he's doing. And he thinks he's getting away with it, and he is for now. But I can tell you, we're going to push the bar, and we're going to get him put behind bars where he deserves to be, because he's doing so much stuff that is illegal. Yes, I agree 100%. You can't just go to PayPal, and so you've got to submit complaints with everybody to get this stuff done when it comes to credit repair, because they just don't take it seriously, and they really should, because these companies are, not only is the company scamming you, they're sending your information to another country and they're selling your personal information on the black web because the credit repair company is only paying them $5 to do a credit sweep. So lending looks, if somebody is filing FTC reports and or false police reports on your behalf, you need to call the bureaus first and ask them if they will remove the last 24 months of disputes from your credit file. If that doesn't work, send them a certified letter notarized from you, copy of your driver's license, copy of a utility bill that's less than 30 days, and a picture of your social. Mail it into them and tell them that you want the last 24 months of disputes deleted from your credit file. Because if you don't get it deleted from your credit file, you're not going to get your credit fixed in the next 2 years. Once you send in an FTC report and or a false police report, the credit bureaus and the creditors will no longer take you seriously once they do the investigation and figure out you are not a true victim of identity theft. Yes, matching cuffs. Exactly, because they're going after the consumer. That's who they're going after. They're not really going after these scammers, unfortunately. But our favorite scammer, he is going down. That is going to happen. Again, if y'all have any questions, leave them in the live chat. I am working on certified letters for another CRO that I work for. I had 2 credit repair companies on my credit file. The first time I paid $500 and got a lot of stuff deleted, collections, charge-offs in 3 months, but they were in the Philippines. Now I paid someone else. So here's the thing. If you don't care about fraud being committed, if you don't care if illegal stuff's being committed, go straight to the person in the Philippines. And I'm not saying you're that person, but if you are, go to them, because you're only going to pay them $5 to $8 versus paying thousands of dollars to these scammers like Pinnacle Credit, like this lady right here, like the Credit Plug, like Ask Kristen. They're all sending your information to the Philippines and to India and I think Pakistan. You can literally go to Upwork.com and hire these same people for $5 if you don't care about them committing fraud on your behalf. How do these scammers get around getting people to use friends and family and PayPal and Stripe to get to pay them? And why PayPal? Well, obviously, if they use friends and family, it's going to be so much harder for them to get their money back because PayPal wants nothing to do with that because it's supposed to be friends and family, not a business transaction. It doesn't matter if you pay them for a business transaction. If you put family and friends, it's going to be extremely hard to get your money back. Same with Stripe. You're probably not going to get your money back. Same with Venmo, same with Cash App, same with Chime, same with Bitcoin. Can you go to Walmart and use PayPal? Well, let me tell you, you might be able to online, but can you go in the store in Walmart and Cash App Walmart for something you want? Can you Venmo Walmart for something that you want? Can you Zelle Walmart something that you want? A real business accepts debit and credit cards, but these scammers cannot get a payment gateway. They can't get approved for a payment gateway. Most of these scammers can't even get approved for a checking account. That's why when you pay them, the money goes to somebody else. It doesn't even go to them or the actual business. But they're using friends and family because they know it's going to be dang near impossible to get their money back from PayPal. And what I don't remember what the other one said. Maybe I should just show y'all my phone. Let me find the screenshot of what Pinnacle said to, which is, I'm not surprised. When she sent me the screenshot, I was not surprised. And I think I still have it on here. Oh, yeah. It says $99. Yes, be careful with the note with credit repair because PayPal doesn't like it. There was the red flag, and I don't know how well y'all can see that, but he put the red flag right in front of her, but she missed it. And I'm not going to judge her because these scammers are, a lot of them are psychopaths. I'm just going to be honest with you. This one should be in a mental institution for sure, but he literally put it right there in front of her, but she didn't understand. She didn't know. And just like everybody else that he scammed, he got her. And that's sad. And I hate that for her and everybody else, but people fall for it. There's always a chance that that's going to happen anyway if it was done illegally. But so far, everyone that I've had do that, nobody has had any reinsertions. So I don't want to sit here and lie and say you're not going to have any reinsertions. But if you do have reinsertions, as long as they remove that out of the system, you're good. Forget the items going back on your report. It no longer looks like you committed fraud or paid somebody to commit fraud. And maybe you think differently than me, but that's more important than those items going back on my credit report. Because again, once the fraud has been committed, they no longer believe you when you send in a real dispute letter pointing out errors, pointing out inaccuracies, pointing out things that are incomplete. They don't take you seriously because you just sent an FTC report and or police report. Why should they take you seriously now? Again, if y'all have any questions, usually 15 U.S. Code 1681C-2, which she just showed, and then Section 605B of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Those are the two main laws that they're using to get this stuff swept. And I can tell you this, if you're claiming identity theft, it really doesn't matter what you put in the dispute letter, honestly. Most of them are charismatic and very friendly, but challenge them without your results or ask for a refund. They go nuts because they want their money. Hashtag Pinnacle Credit. Yes, and that's exactly what Pinnacle Credit done to. And I will just, let me just pull up the thumbnail, and I'm going to also put the link to the video so y'all can, it is a very long video, but if y'all can watch it, she goes over her encounter with Pinnacle Credit. Yes, Section 605B. That means that, so by law, they have to block the information due to identity theft. But here's the link to the video. Yeah, so it's 100% illegal to do that if you're not a real victim of identity theft. Those laws were created for consumers, but they're created for consumers who are actually victims of identity theft. Yes, Mike from the credit game definitely did. And I don't know what just happened, but it did not let me share that link for some reason. Okay, looks like it shared at that time. If y'all do have time, go watch that video, and I'm going to show you the thumbnail just so y'all can see the thumbnail. So it's the one in red right here that I'm hovering over. This is the lady that was scammed, the most recent person that was scammed by Pinnacle Credit Repair. It's about 35, 40 minutes long. But if y'all will go watch it, it'd be greatly appreciated. Share it everywhere you can. Is Mike the credit guy okay? Like, did something happen? Or are you asking me, is he like legit? I apologize. I want to make sure I understand your question. But yeah, y'all go watch. The link to this video right here is in the live chat. Y'all please go watch it and share it everywhere you can. She wants to get the word out. And we do too, because this scammer needs to go. Oh, yes. So I'll tell you this about Mike, the credit guy, and Apache Breed, you may not agree with this. So Mike has been in the credit repair space for 20 to 25 years. He's very knowledgeable. The only thing I would say don't listen to him about is when he offers you Dispute Beast, which is his do-it-yourself version of Dispute Panda, because it uses weak Metro 2 to try to dispute negative items. Metro 2 is a reporting standard, nothing more. It won't hold up in court if you need to sue the credit bureaus, and you're not going to force them to do their job if they don't do their job while using Metro 2 compliance. But again, it's his software. Obviously, he's going to try to sell you on it because he wants to make money, just like we all do. We're all in business to make money. We all go to work to make money. But I think Mike is very knowledgeable when it comes to credit repair. Yes. So Andre, the owner of Pinnacle Credit Repair, went after Mike thinking he was going to get some sort of clout or recognition, and it backfired. Nobody was paying attention to him, which most people don't pay attention. I feel like the few people that do watch his videos are watching it so they can laugh, because he obviously does not know how to fix credit the right way and the legal way. So these scammers think that because they're doing this illegal stuff and get stuff removed so fast that they're better than everybody else. How does that make you better than everybody else when you're not even doing it the legal way and the right way? That's all I want to know. Maybe somebody can explain to me in the live chat how what these scammers are doing makes them better than everybody else, because what they're doing is illegal. So that doesn't make you good at anything. It makes you good at scamming people. Again, if y'all have questions, please leave them in the live chat. So looks like 10 people voted and everybody said no. Very good. Mike, the credit guy, did a good video on Capital One cards. Indeed, we are not all perfect, but at least we not scamming grifters wrapped up as a businessman or woman with a smile talking our, yeah. So all scammers care about is money. We all know this. Once they get your money, they're going to treat you like crap, especially if you start questioning them, which is exactly what the lady done on the video that I am put in the live chat just a few minutes ago. She just wanted her credit fixed. That's it. And he treated her really, really well in the beginning, but then started treating her like crap because she started questioning his scam. And that is one thing scammers hate, is when you question their scam. Is it possible to remove student loans? Yes. So what I will tell you is, and pay attention to how I word this, it is possible to remove anything. Is there ever a guarantee? The only time it becomes a guarantee is if you're working with a company that works with attorneys that can sue them. Then there is a possibility for a guaranteed removal, because my attorneys are only going to file a lawsuit on stuff they know that they're going to win. And most of the time, that's what it comes to. The credit bureaus and or creditors cannot win in certain situations, and we take advantage of that. How I got rid of student loans was to liquidate a business credit card and pay it. Well, I mean, that's definitely an option. Now, when you want to remove these student loans, are they just in late payment status? Have they already charged off, or what's the status? And I've already been on here 47 minutes. I will not be on here past an hour. I can go ahead and tell y'all that. No, Apache Breed. Listen, nothing compares to the litigation-backed credit repair. I don't care what anybody's telling y'all. Nothing. Yes, it takes a long time, but guess what? So does traditional standard credit repair. It takes time too. If it's charged off, best way to get it removed is to dispute the inaccuracies. Anything that's inaccurate, anything that's incomplete, including the payment history. Most credit repair companies are not disputing the payment history, and that increases the likelihood of getting items deleted, and it also increases the likelihood of you being able to sue the credit bureaus and or creditors. Yes, that's right. And that at the end of the day, whether it's a collection, whether it's a charge off, whether it's a bankruptcy, whatever it is, it all comes down to if they fight to keep it on your credit report. Did you know Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, phone companies cannot list negative items on your credit report? I bet you nobody in this live knew that. Be Mellow, you're very welcome. Yeah, we got Verizon for me actually one time, did we not, Stanley? I was surprised they let me have an account again. So every time I go in Verizon and have an issue, they're all like, that's the credit man. Y'all better do what he says or he'll sue us, which is funny. Yeah, just let me know. Like I said, the best option is the litigation-backed credit repair, which is listed as pre-litigation credit repair. It does take longer, but no matter what you're doing, it's going to be a long game if you're doing it the legal way. But the first thing I would tell you to do would be to call them and make sure that they remove the last 24 months of disputes from your credit file. Because again, no matter what we do beyond that point, once that's been done, it'll automatically get thrown out in court and we won't be able to help you. And I'm just being honest here. We don't just want you to sign up so you can pay us. We want to do this the right way, the legal way, and the only way that it's going to work. I just saw Vanessa's name in the text message, so I know you guys are probably Patchy Breed and where's my other buddy at? I forgot what his name is on here, but I know you two are up to something. Or maybe he's not on here no more. I see a Patchy Breed on here, but yes, we would love the opportunity to help anybody in this live who needs real legal credit repair. But the main thing is we want you to understand that it is a long process. You have to be patient. If you can't do those two things, then respectfully, please don't sign up. And again, respectfully, we want to help you, but you got to understand it takes time, especially going through attorneys because they don't just want to get deletions. They want to get money in your pocket as well. They want to get these debts waived. Sometimes they're able to include the debt in the lawsuit where you don't even have to pay the bank back. No, CPNs are 100% illegal. I can tell you that. So never go the CPN route. I know there's a lot of people teaching you how to get I think the most popular one is how to get a Hellcat with a CPN. And I'm sure y'all seen the videos online of people going to jail for using CPNs. It is $547 total out of pocket for the pre-litigation, and that is not up front. It is illegal to charge all that up front. Mike filed a false FTC report against my credit profile. He used the statute of blocking reporting. Yes, and he also at one point had somebody on the inside helping him get deletions for consumers. Once they got caught, nobody was getting results anymore, and they were only getting results on 2 of the 3 bureaus because he had, I believe, one at Equifax and one at Experian. Now, don't quote me on that because I could be wrong. That crap was funny. You never hear about CPNs. Well, I mean, because I think most consumers know that they're illegal and can get you in a lot of trouble. And I'm not telling anybody what to do. If you're grown and you want to do that, and I'm not saying that you do, but in general, if that's what you want to do and you think it's worth the risk, go right ahead. But yeah, they don't talk about the CPNs like they were. You're absolutely right about that. So it was Experian and Equifax, or it was Experian and TransUnion. It was 2 of the 3. He had contacts there, but I'm glad they got that shut down. What was it? Elite deletions. I think was the name of the credit repair company or credit repair. Well, it was a scam, what it was, but I think that's what they called it, was Elite Deletions. And he offered a what was he had a Lambo package, a Maserati package, and I think one more. He really knew how to word that stuff. If he was still in business today, I can just about guarantee you he'd have a Hellcat or a Demon, Dodge Demon package. I could just about guarantee you if he was still in business, he would be offering those packages. Because again, these scammers know what consumers want to hear. They're going to tell consumers what they want to hear. They don't care if it's illegal. They don't care if you're committing fraud. They don't care if they're committing fraud on your behalf. As long as you're willing to pay a scammer money, they're willing to do whatever it is you want them to do. Well, everything but actually fix your credit. I know what I'll do. I'll share some of the video. I didn't think about that. Where she scammed the lady. All right, give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna share my screen and let y'all listen to part of the video where the lady got scammed by. And as you can see, here's him telling her, be careful with the note with credit repair because PayPal doesn't like it because he knew it was illegal.
Pinnacle Credit Repair in November of 2025.
Yes, it was.
And this was after about a year
out of
of
Atlanta,
working with
Georgia,
another company, and they are actually excellent. They're a Christian company, and they were able to raise my credit score, I think about maybe 100 points. And they did this through just very steady, methodical, professional.
Now, keep in mind, she's not talking about Pinnacle Credit right this moment. But as you can see also here, it's illegal and against PayPal's user agreement as PayPal prohibits payments for credit counseling, repair, or protection services. And the Credit Repair Organization Act, also known as CROA, bans PayPal.
Implementations and maneuvers on my credit report. But I wanted more results concerning my bankruptcy. I filed that about 2 years ago. I found a very good law firm that helped me, and my family and we are hoping to purchase a new home and move and do a few different things, and I just wanted my credit score to be a little higher. So I was just looking on YouTube, looking at different credit repair videos, and I stumbled upon Pinnacle Credit Repair. And the video that I found, it really was kind of echoing the process that a lot of other companies are talking about. And it was presented in such a logical and competent and professional and calm manner. And I just thought, oh, this person seems trustworthy and knowledgeable. And maybe I'll reach out to the owner and consult with him and see if he's willing to work with me. And I'm not super wealthy at all. So when I did schedule a consultation with him at first,
Apache breed,
and his name is Andre Nguyen, or Andrew or Andre, I'm not sure. But he responded to my text messages very quickly. He was very responsive. I think it was like 3 a.m. or 1 a.m.
because he's desperate for money.
And I had scheduled a consultation for 3 a.m. my time, so I'm assuming he was at a very different time zone. And our text message that morning was very quick. He was just like, okay, this is what we do. I told him a little bit about myself. I asked him, actually, I didn't ask him for payment plans at all until after he offered, he offered some type of program. I'll have to pull up the text messages. So the initial payment was $199. And then after that, it was going to be $99 per month. And I was like, okay, that seems reasonable. I was paying something similar with my other company for about a year almost, and they really did give me good results. So I was used to being patient. You know, I know that credit repair doesn't happen overnight, and he didn't promise overnight results, and I never asked for overnight results or quick results. So I was able to pay him that $149 that first night. I think it was $199, sorry, not $149, that first night. And then I just ended our text message.
So I want you to also to keep something in mind. It says on his website that once you sign up, you don't pay for 3 days. But she literally paid up front, meaning he did absolutely nothing.
Messaging consultation and forgot about it.
Vanessa, you're absolutely right. She seems like one of the sweetest people on earth, and just wanted her credit fixed, and this scammer took advantage of her.
For a couple of weeks.
You, just you, building your app on Base 44.
I think I started to feel uneasy about the whole work relationship between me and Andrew after I subscribed to his YouTube channel and I started watching some of his other videos, because I only saw the one video that was very professional and competent looking, and he looked very calm. He looked very emotionally stable. He looked objective in his approach to his clients. He seemed compassionate. And I assumed from some of the other videos that he made and some comments on his website that he was sympathetic to the people he's trying to help, because he said that he said basically that he's very proud of the work he does to help people, and that he gets good results and improves people's lives. And so he was saying things like this in his comments, and I just assumed that he really meant it. Like he really enjoyed doing this work and was proud of helping others, because basically when you're repairing people's credit, you can improve their lives so much from that. But as I was watching his other videos and some of his shorts, I started noticing that he used some foul language, that his attitude was kind of arrogant. And I don't want to judge him, his character. I'm just going off of what I observed, what I could see. And I started to feel uneasy because he hadn't been rude with me. I thought it was a little unprofessional to say some of the things that he said in the text message, the initial text message, but I brushed that off as just being, it's very late where he is, or it was very late where I am. And I felt like I needed urgent assistance with this bankruptcy. So I wasn't paying too much attention to that. Yes. So I noticed some of his.
All right. So credit repair companies use My Free Score Now instead of annual credit reports because it plugs into their credit repair software and points out all the negative items, speeding up the process. In our litigation-backed credit repair, my attorneys will only use those credit reports from annualcreditreport.com and Innovis. They will not use credit monitoring whatsoever.
Language in some of his videos, which I completely, as a believer in Jesus Christ, I don't tolerate that kind of behavior in myself. I don't curse ever with other people. I don't use foul language. I don't talk down to people. I try not to be arrogant and proud. Like, these are all things that are against my beliefs, like deeply against my beliefs. And I try not to work with people like that, because when you work with angry people, because that's where that comes from, it's like anger, some of that can rub off on you. Some of that can come on to you also, like the way they treat you can start to have a very negative impact on your life. So I try not to work with people like that. And I started to feel like
you may have to call in and request that they mail them to you. And you may also have to send in documents to verify that it's you. They do make it difficult for some consumers to get those reports. You are 100% correct on that. 100% correct.
like, I might need to pull back or find a different company. So I reached out to him and I asked him, I think this was like
You're very
month.
welcome.
It was a month. So a whole month had gone by and I really wasn't following his YouTube closely, but I sent him a text message and I was like, hey, are there any updates on my account? What have you done on my behalf so far? I'm working on this bankruptcy. And he sent me a really short reply and basically said, just be patient. This takes time. And I was like, okay, whatever. Because I really wasn't concerned at that point. I was just having little red flags. I wouldn't say little red flags, like little yellow flags. So another month went by and I started to become very alarmed about his character, because I didn't watch just his videos or his shorts. I started to look at his community posts. Like, you can now put posts, text post on your YouTube channel. And I have my own YouTube channel as well. And I make videos about Jesus, basically, and about my experiences with God and my testimony and things like that, and where I used to be and how far I've come, because he changed my life. So I'm used to all the different parts of a YouTube channel. And I started looking at his posts and I really became disgusted with what I saw at that point. He was making posts about people, talking down about them, criticizing people with bad credit, calling them such bad names, talking about them in such derogatory terms.
That's what scammers do.
Stuff that I just assume, like, if he talks like that publicly, I can't imagine how he thinks in here, how he treats other people when they really upset him, when they're really vulnerable to him. Like, if he's the one that can see all your information and you get into a position where you're really dependent on him, I can't imagine how he would treat you. So these things really made me feel in my gut, like just deep down, like I don't want to work with this person anymore. Like I don't feel comfortable. I gave him all my information. So at that point I was like, is this a scam? Because the last
100%.
thing I need right now is for someone to go and tear up all of my credit and use my identity or something, or start selling my information. And I kind of was kicking myself because I was like, why didn't I take more time? Why was I so hasty in choosing this company? Because I should have read some reviews. I should have done a little more research, because this is such important information that you're giving out.
Welcome to Conga Compose.
And so I was,
just so y'all know, I will be hopping off here in the next 5 minutes.
regretting that. And I reached out to him and I said, hey, I don't want to work with you anymore. I'd like to cancel my contract with you. And I think after that, I put my phone down, and it was like around evening time, and I went to bed. And in the morning, I saw he sent a text message and he said, hey, can I call you, or would you like to hop on a call with me, or something like that? And I thought about it and I was like, maybe I should give him a chance to, I don't know, explain those disgusting posts that I saw, the foul language and all these things. Because when you're working with people who have low credit, like they're already in a emotionally vulnerable position. To kick people when they're down is a really disgusting thing to do. But I was like, well, let me see what he has to say about himself. So I called him, and surprisingly, he was very polite. He was very calm, very reassuring. He was trying to comfort me because I told him, like, hey, those posts really sent me into a spiral, like emotionally, a really crazy spiral. And I don't want to be in that kind of position where I'm doubting the character of the person that I'm working with. I don't like to work with people that are like that. Abusive is the word, because I've been in abusive situations before. I've been through trauma. I used to have PTSD from being in the military, some situations there, and I've been to Afghanistan. I've been in rough and stressful situations, and I'm coming out of that, and I don't need any of that energy in my life anymore. And God is healing me from that. And I basically explained that to him, you know, and he started saying things like, oh yeah, I work with a lot of veterans. I work with a lot of evangelicals. You know, I've studied the Quran, I've studied Buddhism and all this, you know, I respect everyone's beliefs and da-da-da. And I was like, oh, he sounds very open to my beliefs, and he seems like he's willing to respect me at least. And I told him my concerns about the post that he made, and
Anybody have any
how it was
questions before I hop
very
off here?
off-putting to see him talking about people like that. He was talking about veterans. He was talking about people with bad credit, like how they're untrustworthy. And he said some other things, which was just it was so crazy to talk about your clients like that, past clients or present clients or future clients. So I mentioned that to him. He's like, oh, yeah, well, I made these posts about a specific person, you know, who's been harassing me, and, you know, I'm just trying to be aggressive about it. You know, it's a whole case with the FBI. Like, he literally said the FBI was investigating it. And I was like, wow, that sounds really serious. Interesting, you know. But at the end of that conversation, because we went into a few different things, he just sounded so nice, so calm and nice and reassuring. And he's like, yeah, no, I would never talk about you like that. You know, I'm not talking about you. Those posts weren't about you. You know, you don't need to worry about that. And I was like, okay, that's understandable. We all have run into bad characters that sometimes turn into harassers, or I know some businesses, sometimes they get into bad situations and they have to put restraining orders on people. And YouTube can be a strange place. Sometimes people can have stalkers.
All right, so I am going to have to hop off of here, guys. If y'all will, after the video is uploaded, please go like the video. Please comment. And I will try my best to go live at some point tomorrow. My phone number and email address are in the top of the live chat, as well as the links for our litigation-backed credit repair and our standard credit repair with CFPB complaints. Hope everybody has a great Saturday, and I will see y'all on the next live.